On today's show, we are trying to level up your biz dev game. And if you like what we have to say, please give us a share.
Are you currently doing enough in person to satisfy all of your clients and all of your customers? I challenge you to answer that because it is a tricky thing and you need to be doing it. Check it out right now.
Hey guys, today we are talking biz dev, your online game versus your in-person efforts. What are you doing? What could you improve on? And hopefully we can add a few things that might help you out.
Yeah, so absolutely. So obviously if you think about online business development or offline in-person business development, online stuff could be macro things, ways that you can touch a lot of people,
right.
Just like anything on the internet, right? There's no way that you could talk to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, or maybe even thousands of people a day in person. You can't just go and shake people's hands that long. But when you're online, you can. You can do it through web traffic, people going to your website. You can do it in forums. You can do it in email broadcasts. These are some of the things that we're going to be talking about. And the goal and the purpose of this conversation is maybe meet people online. You're gonna meet them offline too, obviously, but touch people and tons of contacts online as much as possible, and then really solidify that relationship in person.
For sure, yeah, and it's sometimes it's easy to get focused on one a lot more than the other, and we've gone through phases of either one. But I think in a given year, we're doing a good amount of both. Of course, we have the online stuff going. We want as many eyeballs as possible from social, from SEO, from email, everything else. And then we have a lot of things on the calendar so that we're forming good interpersonal relationships with the people we do business with. In our case, it's real estate investors, also our capital sources. We have the meetup group once a month. We have client lunches in here all the time. We go out and do fun stuff with our capital people in the summer, play golf, go on a boat, things like that we calendar and schedule and make sure that we do.
It's important, and it doesn't matter what industry you're in. You could be in real estate, you could be in a service professional, you could even sell stuff online on Amazon. It doesn't really matter. Now don't get me wrong, you can operate and run your business and you could probably be successful without ever having these face-to-face interactions and doing everything over the internet, over the phone,
it's possible, sure.
Online. But that next step and taking all of those contacts and really, just like any other funnel, solidifying which ones are the best and doing the offline, in-person types of activities. And that doesn't mean you're transacting business in person. That just could mean like you're building relationships. Yeah. That's the important part. So listen, if you're looking to raise capital, that's obviously important. It's going to be hard to raise capital from somebody that you're never going to meet. Right? I'm not saying it's not possible, but that's hard to do. Yeah. If you're a real estate agent, same type of thing. You want to meet them, and let's be honest. Like, you don't want to hide from your customers. Your customers should be your friends. They should be a part of your sphere. You want to be in an industry and in a business of people that you don't want to hide from. You want to be in front of, and you want to be proud of what you're selling them or proud of the services that you're offering them.
Yeah, for sure. So think about all the online stuff is like a gateway drug, as some marketers say, where you can get so many eyeballs on you through all the different channels, and people who are interested in your product, your service, whatever it may be, are going to come a step closer. They might reach out. They might schedule an appointment, give you a call, send you an email, and then you have the opportunity to take it offline and start forming real relationships that end up in legit business and revenue happening.
Yeah, so do periodic checks of this on a regular basis to make sure you're not just hiding behind a computer, you're hiding behind a phone line, right. You're actually in front of these clients on a regular basis. And I know that's hard. We're all stuck in the transactional world sometimes. We want to be in our office, we want to be in our houses working, and it's like, well, to you may say like, hey, well, I feel like they don't really care if they meet me or not, or I saw them 6 months ago. Like, be proactive about it. There's so many times you get comments of like, this meant so much to me that you drove an hour out of your way to take me out to lunch, or this meant so much to me that you did this, that you invited me to the office, you invited me, you gave me tickets to a ball game, whatever the case is. It goes a long way. Obviously, some personality types, it's hard for them to want to be social and do meet and greets and things like that, and I certainly get that. But the goal of this is just try to be proactive and genuine with some of this stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And I would say, like with anything else, go with your strengths. When it comes to the online and offline stuff, but talking about the offline things, like some people aren't super networker, like, go into a conference room and just work the whole room, talk to 75 people, like really form relationships, which is hard. I mean, that's a very, very specific skill and a powerful one if you happen to have that. We like to do, smaller sort of get-togethers and meetings and dinners and places where we perform well. And one of the ways that we actually make sure to make that happen, because like Jason was saying, it's easy to get complacent and just hide behind a computer because you have a ton of internet campaigns going on, which is great. But we use the calendar, we put stuff on a schedule, and we make sure that it happens. And we schedule it around things that we like to do, that our clients like to do, and areas where we perform well. Right.
Yeah, I mean, large groups don't work great for us with mingling, and to be honest, I'd rather have good, solid relationships or conversation with one person one-on-one
Sure.
in a setting I'm comfortable with than maybe 10 or 20 fake conversations of, hey, how you doing, hey, how you doing, and stuff. And don't get me wrong, like, it's great to hit the room, but that's just not our thing. So think about this. You need to continue to educate yourself and have good etiquette related to that. And I know a lot of people may think, that kind of sounds silly of like, I know how to communicate with stuff, but think about somebody that comes into your office. They come into your office and you shake their hand, you look at them in the eye, and you have a good conversation, one-on-one. They take a lot of value from that. And the reason for this is you can get a lot more value, they can get a lot more value from that than just communicating with them over the internet or over the phone. But remember, if you are sending them emails, if they are going to your website, whatever the case is, make sure that's professional. You don't have the luxury of looking someone in the eye and shaking their hand over the internet or over an email. So make sure you write good emails to some of these people, like, hi, Jason, it was a pleasure meeting you, blah, 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 thank you. I mean, we're not gonna talk a whole conversation about email etiquette, but the one thing I absolutely hate is when it's just like one-liner emails. You know how easy it is to just say, hi, so-and-so, and thank you, your name? Like, just write hi, just write thanks. And then put what, you can be like, hey, you're the worst person ever, but I really appreciate you, thanks. Like, that's just how it is. Like, you have to write that. And we really try to train our employees and our staff to do the same thing because it goes a long way.
Yeah, for sure. Couple points on the education part of things. Like Jason said, you might not think that continuing education is going to happen in-person relationships, but it absolutely can. Just recently, I bought a course about an info product, which I haven't done in a little while now. But it's about connecting with high-end and influential individuals and managing those relationships and everything else. I mean, at this point in our business, I don't have to do that, but I thought I could step up my game a little bit in that area. So made that a project for the next 3 months or so. And it'll be cool. On the online side, it's more clear that continuing education is needed because that stuff just changes so fast. Every time I'm talking to our marketing reps, doing some tweaks to our online campaigns, it's just all about new features that I've never even heard of. So that part's easy to see. Continuing education with online stuff is a must because it changes daily, honestly, all the different platforms. And don't forget continuing at an in-person, offline stuff.
Yeah, all good stuff. Hopefully you guys got some good value from this. If you have any questions or feedback or comments related to what you're currently doing, maybe you have a tip or a trick that could help our community, feel free to comment. That's always useful. But as we continue to grow, as we continue to learn, we're happy to share all this information with you. We appreciate you following. Share these videos too. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Take care.